End navigation. End navigation. End navigation.
Okay, I think it's just about time for us to get started. For all of you punctual people here, this is great. We love to see everyone joining on time. I am typically the world's worst at that. So the fact that I actually got here about 3 minutes early, I'm feeling good about myself. I hope everyone is having a good day, and I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. You guys are the business builders of the world. So I don't know why I would even be slightly surprised by as many people we've got joining us for that are exactly on time. But so a couple things first. I am recording this. So for those of you that are just joining now, we're going to be recording this. I'm going to be sharing my screen for a bunch of the stuff that we're going to step through. And so we'll be able to see stuff that's happening. I've got everyone muted initially, but if you have questions, feel free to just unmute and chime in. When I'm doing a screen share, it doesn't always notify me about chat messages, and so if you ask, feel free to add anything in the chat. If I see it, I'll make sure that I respond. If I'm moving too fast, or if I don't get to your question, then maybe just unmute and say, "Hey, Ryan, don't forget to answer my question," which I should probably start off with that. My name is Ryan Kell, and it's great to get to know all of you guys a little bit. I am really excited to talk through any questions that you guys have and really step through the tool that we've built here. To give you a little bit of background, I'm actually the founder of the company. We've been working on developing software for direct sellers like yourself to have more success in social media, and we've been doing that for 8.5 years. We have, in fact, it's the way that I tell people is, when I started, I used to have to sit down and say, "There's this thing called Facebook, and you guys should start thinking about it." And so we've worked with a number of different influencers and partners and distributors, and whatever other name it goes by, but brand representatives. We've also worked with a large number of companies directly. So we have a lot of experience in this space. We actually don't sell software for anyone other than direct seller or for direct selling users. And so we have a lot of understanding about the space. So feel free, as you're asking questions, just dive right in. I typically know enough to be dangerous in answering your questions, but today we're going to focus on the tool that you guys are all here for, which is Presenter Pro. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to share this, and we will, and we'll just get started. So I'll probably zoom in a little bit, but I'm zoomed out for now. So if it's small on your screen, don't worry, we'll zoom in on a couple of the pieces. But I wanted to start off just with the basics. So I don't know how many of you that are here that have already purchased and are wanting to get to know a little bit more about the platform, or how many of you guys are just considering buying and are here to ask some questions about that. Either way, we're really excited to have you here. And so on the home screen here, if you haven't signed up yet, it's really easy. Just go ahead and click Get Started. Up at the top, you can either choose to do the annual billing or the monthly. Fill in your information here, and then it will complete the order. And then for those of you that have already signed up, let me go ahead and just click the login here, and it looks like we've got a chat. Perfect. Okay, I'm actually going to try and keep that chat open. So I don't know if that shows up on my screen while I'm sharing or not, but this way we can, oh, okay. Apparently it doesn't. That's good. Thanks for the feedback, guys.
Ryan, if we have it, should we have it up if we have it, or no?
You can follow along. Feel free to do that. You're definitely welcome to do that. We've worked really, really hard to make this as easy as possible. So hopefully, you know, this is not too challenging that it's difficult to follow along with. But so I'm just going to go ahead and sign in to my account, and just go ahead and click the login. Now, I did have a quick, well, let me actually log out. Let me log out here. So we did have a question from someone the other day about forgetting a password. So let me show you that process really quickly. And so if you do happen to forget your password, don't worry, or your username for that matter. Either one of those will, we can remind you of it. Basically, just click the reset password. It's going to ask for your email address. And so you would put in your email address. And I can't remember, I think it was probably plus@gmail.com or something like that. And then we click our next button. Oh, it's not liking the plus. Okay, yeah. So you'll enter your email address here, and then, let me go ahead and just get rid of this part, and we'll say next. And then what's going to happen is it will send you an email with your username and a token. And the token is used so that we can just validate that it's you. You'll just enter your username and your token, and then click next, and it'll ask you to reset your password. So really straightforward. Just look at your emails if you get that. We had one instance in the past couple days where someone accidentally put their email in incorrectly. And so if that happens, you know, if for whatever reason that is broken, feel free at any point to just send us a message here in the contact us. At this on this point, just click contact us. Someone on our team will get that email, and we'll go through that. So if there's any technical problems, feel free at any point to reach out to us there. So I'm going to go ahead and log back in. Enter Pro and my password, and we'll go on to the next page. So, all right. So from here, let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing here on the home screen, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of what's here now, and a couple things that are going to be coming that are you kind of have a little bit of a teaser about here on the screen. So first, we wanted to boil down the actions as simply as we can, and so the direct actions you can take are just right up here at the top. So we can click to share a video. Really straightforward, easy to do here, and we'll step into that in just a second. Or we can share a post on social media. And so you can click either of those, it'll open those screens, and we're going to take some time later to talk through each of these. So I'm not going to dive into them yet, But these are the quick actions right from the top. And then as we scroll down a little bit more, there's going to be a little bit of data here around some of the features. So a couple things that you're going to see. First, we're going to get a look at how many people have visited the links that you've shared. And this is a live number. So if you share this and someone comes and hits the link that you've shared, then within moments this will update. So you can engage directly with that. We also have a couple things that are showing up here. So the posts published and the currently scheduled. These are some features that are going to be coming soon as we have the app approved on Facebook side. So this is kind of a teaser about some things that are coming soon. Don't worry, it's not stopping you from doing anything. It's just going to be some advanced functionality that we're working on. And the campaigns over here are in that same boat. So what we're working on right now, just to give you a little teaser, is around scheduling content to go out in the future. So instead of just sharing right now and one at a time, you'll be able to come in and share multiple things and schedule it out for the future, simplify some of the things that the tool is designed for. Then we also have our information here about total items that are currently in the cart and how many items have been purchased. Now, we show this and we'll step into this in just a minute, but this items purchased is really a request for an invoice. And so we'll talk about that in just a minute, but you'll see here how many, as this number goes up, you'll have a live view of how many people have asked to buy products, and so we'll step into that. Now, some of these features, like this total items in cart, are actually clickable. And so when we click on it, you can actually open it up to see the items that are in someone's cart. So if someone has added items to their cart and maybe they just didn't complete the checkout, or they got halfway through and didn't complete their order, you can actually come in here and review the items that they've put in their cart. So here I've got this user, this turnkey social test user. There's a number of items, and that's actually going to be me. So as we step through this, you'll see that. But you can look to see what items they were interested in and review their cart. And if they've given their contact information, it'll show up here. Now, let's say that someone comes in and just adds items to their cart and they don't put their name or their email address in. We'll see it as just an empty order. And we do that just to give you a view of the engagement that's happening. So oftentimes, you'll send maybe 5 or 6 emails or text messages or whatever you'll send to people, and they'll come in and they might start putting items in their cart, but they don't complete the order. Sometimes you'll know when, let's say that you send one message out and someone comes in and builds out a cart, but they don't complete it. If there's just this information here, you can follow up with that person, and sometimes you, as the brand representative, you'll be able to just do some follow up with the people that you've contacted and find out who's been building out a cart with just some of the conversations that you'll have. So we still show it so that you know a little bit about who's in or what engagement you're getting, even though we might not have like a phone number or an email address all the time for the people that are engaging with the carts. So so that's really the high level stuff that we've got going on here. At the bottom, this publishing calendar is once again a little teaser to some of the stuff that we're working on for some of the future features. So this will come into play a little bit in the future, but we've got it here as we tease out some of these other features and roll some of them live. So I guess before I move away from our dashboard view here and talk more specifically about some of these features, I'd love to open up for some questions. Feel free to ask in the chat here, unmute and go ahead and ask away. Love to field a couple questions here if there's anyone that has some questions. And it looks like we've got quite a group here. You guys are rock stars. I think this may be my biggest audience yet. So.
Well, Ryan, this is
pause.
Roya.
Hey, Roya.
Hi. I just want to say it's because we are so excited as we started to play with this and get introduced to it and really like move it in the field with something we're calling Happy Skin Hour. Ryan, you'll be so happy. It's 3 technologies and a close. It has revolutionized. It's going to sweep the nation. It's revolutionized how we're doing business. And one of the 3 technologies, 2 are for Mary Kay and 1 is created for Mary Kay, and that's with Presentit.pro. And so many people are just saying, oh my gosh, you know, I just decided to try it. And I, like one of my sales directors day before yesterday, she's like, I don't know, I was apprehensive, but I thought it was so cool. I just decided to try it. And I sent out 1 link to a customer that's never bought skincare. She's only bought a little bit of color, and I sent her the one. She happened to send mine. How to wash your face from bed. Girlfriend's Guide to Wash Your Face from Bed. And she's like, I sold her over $100 in skincare. Well, that paid for my $10 to try it. You know, $9.99 to try it. So it's just so fun to see people making money in a way that's fun, interactive, and opening up new product to our consumers that allow them to fall more in love with our Mary Kay and therefore become more raving fans or business partners.
Awesome. Well, that's a huge vote of confidence. I'm so proud to hear that. That's awesome that she on her first engagement gets over $100 in orders. That's exactly the kind of stuff that we hear over and over again from our users. And so I'm really excited to hear that, and we're really thrilled to be part of that experience as we work with you guys. So. So thank you, and we're excited to hear that. So, well, I guess if there's not other questions, I'm gonna jump into kind of the meat and potatoes of what it is that we're doing here with the app. And I'm gonna start off by going here and clicking on this click here to share a video. Now this is really the biggest chunk of the platform, which is our shoppable video technology that we've put together. So why don't we actually, I imagine that most of you have probably seen some of this, but why don't we go ahead and do that? We'll just use that Girlfriend's Guide to Healthy Skin from Bed, since apparently that's a winner, and we'll use that as our example. So if there's anyone here who hasn't seen how this works, I'm gonna basically step through it really quickly. So from this view, and we're going to talk about all these pieces in just a second, there are shareable links that you can grab. You can just click the copy button right here, and then we can actually just paste it into our browser. It'll open up, and we'll see the way that this works. But in this case, because I'm on a desktop, the mobile view is slightly different, but the desktop view here actually opens us up to an experience on Facebook where we're going to have this video that Roya has done. By the way, love the screen grab here. I know that I wish that I had more control over
That's
this.
awful.
I wish that I could choose which of these thumbnails it was, but YouTube doesn't like to give us as much control.
I'm going to see if I can fix that. That's funny.
No, that's, but I love it. I think this is like, this basically says you have to watch this. But a couple things that I want to point out first. First off, up at the top, and let me zoom in a little bit here so that we can actually start to see some of these things. At the top, it tells us you're shopping with Ryan Kell, which is me. So for those of you that are not familiar with this, basically this link ties the interaction directly back to me as the person who shared the experience. So even though it's Roya here on the screen, I am able to reach out to my friends and say, hey, there's this great video here, watch it, engage with it. And as any of the customers start to engage with the content, then I'm the one who gets credit for the sale, even though it's someone else that may be doing the product presentation. And this takes us back to the days of, I would love to, I don't know if there's like a quick poll, but But I'm always curious, how many of you guys still do three-way calls? Is that still something that happens very much inside of Mary Kay or in some organizations? We've got some head shakes, maybe a little bit once in a while, but I know that basically this kind of gives us a nod back to the days of the three-way call, where we used to have, you know, I'd get one of my friends to join a phone call and say, hey, I've got Roya here who's going to give us or who's going to talk to us about XYZ, and so we would get those conversations happening. This just brings that into the modern age, where we can now get an expert, someone who's really good at presenting information and giving us, you know, helping us get to the close. We can bring them into the conversation and do it in a way that our friends and our associates are able to engage directly in the digital platform. So in this example, we've got Roya here who's going through the whole process of Roya. Roya, you should probably be the one telling us what's happening here, because I know I'm gonna botch it, but.
Come on,
but
Ryan,
she's going.
you know all about skincare now.
I was going to say, I've watched all of these, and I know enough about it. But she's going through her, her cleansing routine and talking about the different products. But as she's talking about the products, it's really easy for your customers to just say, "Ooh, I want to try that," and they just click the Add to Cart button. It drops it directly in their cart. And then they can keep going, and the video's still here, and they never leave that experience, and it's really easy for them to shop. Now, a couple things that I'll mention. On the first time that someone adds a product to their cart, we actually pop up a little box that says, hey, tell us a little bit about yourself. We ask them for their first name, their last name, and their email address, so that if they don't make it all the way to checkout, we know who they are and we can do some follow-up. So in that dashboard screen that we were looking at here, and in fact, let me open it back up, and I'll open it so that we can see. When we're here on this page and we're looking to see, this total items in cart and to see who has what in their cart, when that customer is asked which when they put something in their cart, the first thing that'll happen is we'll ask for a little bit of information so that you can do some better abandoned cart follow-up, and that's what that tool is built for. So that's the customer experience the first time they come in. And in fact, let me actually just show it to you. I'm going to open up an incognito window here, which basically just gets rid of all of my cookies and other things like that. We've got a couple chat questions. Let's see, we'll drop this in, and it looks like, Cindy, we've got a question. I will get to that in just a second. Let's see here. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay, oops. And so in this experience, we'll watch, I'm going to zoom ahead a little bit in the video so that we can have some of the products showing. But so if this was my first time through, if I've never visited a page before, when I click Add to Cart, this is the screen that your customers see. So now they're able to say, okay, my name's Ryan Kell, and example at gmail.com or whatever their email is, and then they can save that in their cart. Now, if we come back over here to our dashboard view and we reload this page, we're going to see it's going to load in. It's going to tell us we've got 4 items in our cart now, and it takes just a second to load it. And so we're going to load this, and it's loading, and we've got one of these. It looks like it hasn't updated yet in the system, but one of these here is our, it tells us, in just a moment it'll update and say, oh, it's Ryan Kell who has the information in his cart, and they would have a record of that, so you can follow up with them. So that's the way that the system works, is it grabs your it grabs that customer information right off the bat so that we can do our direct follow-up with them as we, if they don't check out for whatever reason. So, all right, and then Cindy, you asked, will the more videos pop up with every video share that are not part of the platform? You're saying this button right here, the more videos. Yeah, this is actually a feature that's native to YouTube, and so we unfortunately we can't control that. We like YouTube as the video delivery source just because we know that everyone can watch these videos without needing special technology on their phone or their computer to be able to engage with it. So, with Vimeo, if we use Vimeo, that actually is not shown here. And so we are moving some of our videos over to Vimeo, and you'll be seeing some of these switching over so that the more videos button doesn't show up. And Nicole, you had asked, you're having some internet issues. Yes, this is going to be recorded. I am recording this now, so we'll make this available for everyone, and we'll send it out to everyone so that they've got access to this. So, all right. So, so that's the customer experience. They can watch the video, they can shop the video directly, and then when they're ready to check out, we click the next button. It tells me it's got all this stuff in my cart. I've already gone through the checkout before, so it's already populated with my information. It's just asking for some shipping info, so I'll just put some info here, and we'll say this, and then I'm going to place the order. Now, now at this point, what happens is it tells us the order's been submitted, and then it says we'll receive an email with a confirmation. So let's go ahead and look at what that looks like so that you can see both the customer experience and your experience. So on the customer side, here is an example of our of the email order that comes through. So let me click this. We'll get it. It's loading. I'm going to load. Okay, so here it is. It tells us, okay, it says, hi, Turnkey Social, which is the name that I put in as my customer name. Thank you for your Mary Kay order. It's almost complete. We just need to confirm payment information and shipping preferences. We'll be in contact in 48 hours. And then it gives us a short summary of our order. And then it says, I look forward to working with you as a Mary Kay consultant and talking with you soon. And then it gives my personal information here for them in case they need to follow up or have any questions on the order. So this gives us a view of what your customer sees. So they have just a basic summary of that. Now, if I switch over to the consultant side, this is what you would receive as a consultant. You'll get an order that looks a lot like this. It'll say, congratulations, you have a new order. It'll give the personal info with the name and the shipping info, the billing info. If it's different, it'll show it here. And then it gives us like a list of all the different things that they have inside of their order. It asks, to follow up within 24 hours, and then it gives us this short checklist to just step through when we're on the phone with them, like reviewing the order details, making sure that the contact information is right, talking through any promotions or payment information, shipping preferences, talk to them about the price, and then you can submit an order or talk to them about anything else that's going to be part of that. Really, what we're trying to do here is just give you, okay, here's the items that they've added or that they've requested. Here's some things that you want to consider, and then we give you this short list. So, so that's what our experience looks like, both from the customer side and from the consultant side. Are there any questions on that experience or either of those emails, any of the things that are going into that? I'd love to open up here because sometimes we have questions here.
I have a question really quickly.
Yeah.
So that email that you showed, is that going to generate whether they have put in their contact information or not?
Yeah. When you say, let's make sure that we're talking about the right they, are you talking about the consultant putting in their contact information or the customer?
The customer.
Yeah. So in the order process, like from here, when we check out, let me add something to my cart so that I can check out. I'll add this. Great. When they go through this process, I think that we have, let's just test it and see. But I think we actually require certain pieces of information. Yeah, so we do need to have at least an email for them to put their name, and I think that we require like a name and an email address. So let's see, yeah. So we need to have a first name and an email at least. So I can have Ryan and let's see, Ryan W. Cal at gmail.com. Let's just do that one, and let's place this order. Oh, and it looks like I need a last name too. So, so yeah, it does require certain sets of information in order for them to be able to submit the order. So yes, you will have that contact information coming in. Now, let's actually look at this really quickly. Let's look at that customer email really fast one more time so that I can point out a couple things that we didn't address there. So, of course, Gmail takes a while to load, so we'll come here, click on this, and we'll open this up. So the contact information of you as the consultant, this information here at the bottom of this, so this is the email that the customer receives to confirm their order. And at the bottom is the consultant contact information. Now, for many of you, if you have not gone through this process before of sharing a video, when you click click here to share a video, instead of taking you to this page, it will first take you to a page that asks for your contact information. And that's where we input the information that your customers will see. So on your first time through, it'll ask for your contact information that your customers can follow up with, and that gets added automatically to the bottom of this email. So whatever information you put in there is what's going to show up here. So make sure you put, like if you have, some people use Google Voice or different phone numbers for managing their business versus their personal life. Make sure you put in your the right contact information that you want your customers to follow up with. Now, if you need to change that, you can come here and manage your profile from Presenter Pro, and it has this information here so that you can actually update that contact information. So you can update it from this view, and then your customers will be able to see the right information. Go ahead and change it in this view right here, which is found from just clicking the upper right button and then clicking the Manage Profile. So that's the different contact information pieces that we have. Let's see. We've got a couple questions that have come in. So Kimberly asks, can we configure the customer email specifically? Unfortunately, no. It comes out of the can. If there are things that you'd like to see added, like if you if you feel like this is if we want to update this at all, go ahead and shoot over some suggestions to us. We'd love to to give this a little bit more personality and a couple other things. Feel free to reach out to us on the contact form on the Present.pro. So if there's changes you want to see in that email, reach out to us, and that's something we're happy to do. And then we had another question about, are there going to be more Mary Kay product videos added? Yes. One of the purposes of this tool is actually for it to be a live tool So as new products are introduced, over time as we get more presenters, we will be adding more videos to the library. So this will consistently have new presentations available to you. We don't have an exact schedule for rollouts, but as we have more videos, we'll roll them in. Additionally, if there are videos that you wish were in the library, once again, reach out to us on the contact form. Let us know that you want maybe there's a product category or product line that we don't have videos about. Let us know that you're interested in getting that. We are happy to do that. If there's a video that you like to share, include that in the contact or in the form to us, and we'll run through it. What we do is we look through to make sure that it's in compliance and it fits a lot of the rules around engagement for Mary Kay. We have a team internally that actually helps to review that to make sure that we are that we're getting the right videos in here that are easily shareable, and we don't have to worry about people sharing it in a way that's going to hurt the brand or get you in trouble with corporate, which is really the big thing that we're trying to help with there.
And you guys, that was one of the many reasons I was so excited about this company, their willingness to make sure that we're doing it well and we're doing it right, that we're staying by our commitment to Mary Kay Inc. and as independent consultants and our sisterhood's commitment to each other, that we don't steal each other's customers and all of that. And they are backing it. They are so honorable and they're so responsive. And like Ryan said, this is just getting rolling. Like, you are on the groundwork. You are making history right now. You guys are the front runners. You'll be telling the stories of how you began a movement. And so we are looking at diversification. We're looking at age diversification, race diversification, language diversification. And so we're just starting to get the word out there. First starting with nationals, who will then trickle it to sales directors, that people that are into making these kinds of things and that would do it in a way that would benefit us all. And so it's just going to go pop, 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 pop. And we look forward to going on this ride, this good, fun ride with you guys.
Yeah, and there's one thing I want to highlight there that you mentioned, Roya, which is one thing that we're really excited about in the way that the tool's built, which is languages. So let's say that that I have a friend that is a Spanish speaker, and she has, we talk and we talk enough, but I'm not, I would not be the right person to try and present product in Spanish. I could do it in Korean. I actually do speak Korean, so that's the one that I could actually pull it off in, but I can't do it in Spanish. And so in that situation, if I'm able to jump into Presenter Pro and find a Spanish language version of this and share it with someone, now all of a sudden there's not a language barrier for me to connect to a customer. And in fact, I can acquire a customer that is that normally I would just have to pass on to someone else. I'm able to say, hey, look, I can give you the support you need. I can help you with orders because we've got these videos here in the system that are actually in Spanish or Russian or whatever languages we need. And that's where, as you're out there sharing this, let us know if there are certain languages that you want to make available. If you've got customers that are interested in that, we'll see what we can do to support it. It's going to take a little while to add some of those in, so be patient with us. But we will be adding those tools to make this available to be that language barrier bridge for interacting with your customers. We've got a couple. Yeah.
Ryan, I have a quick question. Going back to the customer part of it, when they enter the information, their phone, their name and last name is required, but the email or the phone number is not. And so if they don't enter it, how do we can contact them back?
Yeah, we actually, we do require at least an email or a phone number. Okay. So when they're in that process, they'll have to put one or the other inside of that system.
All right. I'm asking because it didn't say required. Like
Yeah, we didn't put required on those because it's one or the other. We didn't want people to think that both were required. So as long as they put one of them in, but if they don't put one in, then it'll actually tell them, sorry, you need to add an email or add a phone number or something like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You bet. And then we had two more questions. Gail had asked about, can we add some of the Mary Kay videos, or are they proprietary? I think that there are some of the Mary Kay videos that we can add. We'll talk to our compliance administrator internally to see what we can do, and we'll be adding some of those, I imagine, soon. And then Nancy had asked, when you share a video, how is your personal website linked to it for client shopping? So as part of this process, part of the whole reason that we built our tool is to manage that linkage between you and your customer. So every time that you share, you'll actually get a unique link that's tied only to you for this video experience. So when you share this, this piece, this ZWQYSJ, that is what our system needs to know, okay, it's Ryan who's the one who shared this. So anytime that someone clicks on my link, then they'll be able to, then in the background, our system automatically connects that to everyone that engages with your content. So that's really what we've worked aggressively on, is making sure that you always get credit for what you're sharing, even though it's someone else that might be presenting the message.
I have a quick question regarding that.
Yes.
So it directed to a website where it says, My Beauty Builder, create page at username, whatever this is. So I need to create this Facebook page first before we can have some kind of link?
No, great question. I'm really glad that you asked that. This is actually just it's kind of a community page that we manage here that everyone gets to use. So you don't need to set up a new Facebook page or any of that. Everyone is able to engage and use the same piece, but our system is able to identify which of you sent your customer here. So there's no setup on that required. You can just, once you're signed up, you're ready to go. There's no new Facebook accounts or anything like that. You can just jump right in and start sharing. So you bet. All right. Okay. So that's the customer experience. So now let's talk a little bit about actually sharing the content. So we've come in here. I know that I want to share a video. I can scroll through the library and I can say, I think this might be the one that I want. So we've got this one that Malia made. I can click on this preview video and it'll actually let me watch the video. So you can watch through it, make sure this is the one that you want to send. You can step through it. Malia did such a great job on these. I think they're so much fun. But so here's an example of one that you could say that you could share. If this is the one you want to share, then at that point we say, okay, great. There's two ways to share it from here. The first is to just get a link and share this link directly. Now, this link can be used all over the place. You can put this in your, if one of these videos is your favorite video, put it in your Instagram bio. There's, how many of you guys are using Instagram? Do we have, I'd love to see, I was going to say, if anyone doesn't raise their hand, I'll be really surprised, just because that's a really common thing. There's a lot of options for using this link. Put it in your email signatures. So remember, this is your link. So you can use it just like you would use your personal website link. Drop your favorite one right into an email signature here. You can use this, any place that you can engage with your customers. That's the place that you want to be sharing this. So you can send this as a text message, send it via WhatsApp, send it as a direct message on Instagram, on on Facebook. Any of those are great places to be using this to engage with your friends and customers. This is a great place to be discussing that. Oh, and it looks like Iris doesn't use Instagram. I get it, Iris. I have an Instagram account that I set up 7 years ago, if you can believe it. It was in existence 7 years ago. I think I was user like 1,500 or something like that. And I've posted about 4 pictures in those 7 years. So my wife takes care of that. She has a fantastic Instagram feed that the family looks at. But anyway, so that is, this is some of the ways that you can use it. Now, you'll notice there's this little button over here. We've got, you can actually just click the copy button and it copies it directly to your clipboard, either on your phone or on your computer. So we can just grab this, it immediately copies it, and then you can use it for your apps or your different, if you want to share it somewhere. So that's one method for sharing it. And this is one thing that definitely is a great place to be using it. Now, in addition to that, though, we've also got some really unique sharing tools that we've built into it that I want to look at right now. So let's say that I've got this Chroma Fusion Life Proof eyeshadow blushes. This is a great video that Roya did, and I want to share it. But I've already shared it on my Facebook page, and I've already shared it, maybe a week ago. I shared it, and a month before that. And in the end, how many of you guys, this is another one I'm always curious of. How many of you guys have that friend that is part of another direct selling company that they just share the same link over and over? That's like, hey, come check out my website, or hey, I'm running discounts today. Zanita, you're laughing at this. It looks like you have someone that you know. We've all seen this, and it's really hard because we all want to be out there talking about our businesses, but oftentimes we can run into this trap of oversharing some resources. So what we've worked really hard to do is build in some sharing tools that lets you share this video in a way that is not annoying, and you can share it every single day. And so let's look at that. Basically, so if this is the video that I want to share, I'm going to say select presentation. Now at this point, what's going to happen is it's going to say, okay, this is the presentation you've selected, and now it's going to bring up a list of a bunch of different articles that I can be sharing. So here is this one. Let's look at how to determine skin tone. I'm actually going to click this preview share content. It's going to open up a link here, and this is just a WikiHow link of, hey, here's the way that we can identify our skin tone. This is a really useful article. The problem is if I just get on Facebook and share this article, I'm just sending my friends to look at the article, and I don't have any way to close a sale. So what we've done is we have said, okay, let's hijack that content. Let's use it in a way that we can engage our customers, and let's bring them through a transaction cycle. So what I can do is I've picked that article. Now I can actually, so let me close this. I've got the presentation picked, I've picked the article, and now I can say, okay, I want to publish this to my timeline, my page, or my group. I click this button, it's going to open up Facebook, and here I'm actually going to drop this right onto my news feed. So I can say, this is a great article about finding your, if I can just spell, skin tone. And I'm going to post this to Facebook. And you can see I can share this. I can share this to my, in fact, why don't we open this up and look before we go over to Facebook and look at that post. Let's actually look at the different options. I can share it on my news feed. I can share it in a group. I can share it in an event. I can share it to a page, or I can actually share this as a private message as well. I can add it to my
Ryan,
story.
I just want to put
Yeah.
a disclaimer in there for Mary Kay. If it is linked to one of our shoppable videos, it's on the edge of legal for us to put it on our main page unless it's a your Mary Kay fan page. And all those other ones that Ryan was just showing, the private message and all those other things that aren't on your main personal page, are definitely options for us. So just check out our terms and conditions on that, you guys. But I think you also have ones where you can just do article without a link on it too, right, Ryan?
That's right. Yeah, we can. And that's a great point. Make sure that that you stay up to date on the rules for the way that your guidelines for Mary Kay. That's definitely something that you're going to want to make sure of. But let's go ahead and look at what that looks like, and we can talk through some of these experiences and see how this looks. So here is that article that I just posted, and when I click on this, instead of pushing me to the wiki page that we were just looking at, what it's actually going to do is it's going to bring me to the same page that we were on before. It's going to have this My Beauty Builder, but this time, and Facebook's loading pretty slow, so this always takes just a second, but instead of it just showing me the video, over the top is the content that I wanted to share. So we have this how to determine skin tone. So now this gives the Reader's Digest version of that article in a way that your customers can really quickly read it, engage with it, and then at the bottom, they can click to read the full article. So if they actually want to explore the whole thing, they can look at it, or they can let a Mary Kay consultant help find the best makeup for your skin tone, and then it drops us right into this video about the different ChromaFusion posts. Yes, you can post it on your Mary Kay business Facebook page. But what this does is it gives you the ability to share the same link basically every day, or the same video every day, in a way that is not like aggressive or something that your friends or your followers are going to want to shut off. Because as you can see, we have a bunch of different articles. So if I can say, so I can share this same video, but I can choose a different article. I can share this natural looking makeup. I can share, any one of these other articles here. And now I'm not that person that's just posting the same thing every day to my Facebook page and saying, hey, come look at this, come buy from me today. Basically, I am now providing real value to my customers, but I'm still giving them an opportunity to buy a Mary Kay product. And this is something that's really important to us, is we wanted to build out the tools to make it really easy for you to share. Now, you can share a bunch of these articles, or like in this case, you can actually just grab the screen capture of this video and share it. So let's say that you don't want to have one of these articles pop up on top, like we saw in this example. You can actually just share the screen capture and then say, oh, okay, I want to share this directly to like a private message or a group or an event that I'm involved with. And that's something that we do. So, all right. Zanita, you're asking, can I make my own tutorial video to share in Presenter Pro? Great question. Right now, the way that the tool is designed is this is a shared library for everyone. And so it's not for us to upload our own videos. Oftentimes we find that if there's things that you want to be doing, like your own tutorial videos, do that in a live, do that in the way that you're currently engaging with customers. What this does really is it opens it up so that you can have another person, another perspective. You can have someone that might be more relatable to your customer. You can have, there might just be a product category that you don't know as well as anyone else or as someone else, and now you're not you're not in a difficult position, you can just you can engage directly, or you can share those content pieces with them. All right, and so Jennifer asks, can our live videos link to the shopping option? Absolutely. So that's a perfect way to use this, and I'm really glad that you and that's great. So Zanita, if you've got videos that you want to make available, go ahead and submit those. If we'll go through and we'll review them. And we'd love to have more videos. So if there's some that you feel like need to make it into the library, send it over. We'll review it, make sure that it fits, and we'd be happy to include that. But Jennifer, you were asking, can our live videos link to the shopping ones? So this is a perfect example of how we grab this link. So let's say that we've got like this purples and plums. I can grab my link right here, and then I can go live in Facebook. So if I came over to my business page in Facebook, and I do a live video right from there, and so let's say that I came in and I was going to do just a quick live, and let's do live video or something like that. And so if I was going to do a quick live video, I could include my link right there as part of the description for the live video, and it would then link right back to a second video. So what I might say is, hey, I'm using it for this. I might be going through saying something like, I'm doing the metal tones, but there's this great video that Malia did that talks about the plums, and I can't remember which one I picked, the purples and plums. So you can actually just include that link right in your live video and say, if you want to see how someone else does this, click this, and they would be brought directly to that video. So it's a great way to work with that. So that's a good question. Flash has asked, is there a standard for how long the videos will be that are put in the library? Meaning, is there a better result with shorter videos? I have had the attention span of a gnat. Great question. Here's the thing that we have found that's really kind of funny. Some of our longest videos are the most revenue producing. And I know that sounds like, to all of you that are sitting here saying, what's going on? I thought people only watched 30-second videos. What it comes down to is we have found that as long as the content is engaging, people stay involved. Now, if someone is just making a 25-minute video just to make a 25-minute video, that's not going to work. And we like to, we have found that 3 to 5 minute videos are definitely good. But we've had some videos that we had a video actually that was 27 minutes long, and it actually was one of the best videos that we've had in the system. Now, they went through and they talked really in depth about a large range of products, and the video was interesting in and of itself. Even if you couldn't buy products, it was still something that people wanted to watch, and that's the difference. So we work really hard to make sure that the videos that we put in are, the way that I like to describe it is that the videos are exactly as long as they need to be and no longer. And that's really how we work to gauge that. So some of them are short, some of them are long. You might find that your customers react better to the short videos, which is great. When you come into the system, that's one of the big benefits here of having all of these videos. And when we talk about the diversity, you might have 3 people that go through and do the cool metals, and one person spends 15 minutes and another spends 15 seconds. And the benefit is that you now will be able to pick which one you think your customer will engage with the best. So if you have a friend that you know has the same attention span that you do, then send them the short video. But if you've got someone that is asking a lot of questions, then that's how the longer videos can work really well for that.
And Ryan, for example, you guys, that ChromaFusion, LifeProof eyeshadow, et cetera, that's a really long video. And the reason we have it in the library was with the intention of, you have consultants that haven't been introduced, haven't purchased Mary Kay in forever, and they haven't been introduced to the new ChromaFusion line. So when the new line comes out, maybe we'll have some longer consultant type ones for the purpose of you sending them to your inactive consultants.
Yeah, that's a great point. So this library can be used for all kinds of things. So, all right, Flash, you had asked a question here. I got kicked off for a few. Did you talk about the optimize feature for sending out? I'm not sure that I'm following. I am following. Okay, let's talk about that for just a second. And all right, so before we move on, are there any other questions? And I know we're coming up against our 1 hour block. I'm going to stay on for as long as we've got questions. So I'm not too concerned, but if any of you guys have to get off to other appointments, I understand. And like I say, we are recording this, so if you need to come back and revisit this, we'll make this available. All right. Any other questions about the video sharing portion of the app and any of the things that we've been looking at so far? Yeah.
Oh, let me unmute. Okay. You said that the videos range in duration, right? Is there a way that I can quickly see that without having to actually preview the video?
Not yet. We are working on adding that to the view so that there's a little bit more information. And we might, as a temporary solution, we might just in the description here, we might put like a timestamp. That's something that we can easily do without a code update. So we'll do that really quickly here. Cool. All right. Any other questions before we move on? Okay, I'm gonna close out some of these tabs. My wife always hates it when I get her computer because it's just a habit of mine to close all of my extra tabs, and by the time I hand it back to her, she has one tab open and she always gets angry at me. So that's just one of my personal tics, I guess, and I never mean to. It's just a habit. So all right, so let's talk a little bit about the scheduling and the sharing portion of this. So from here, from the left menu, you can click Create a Post, or from the dashboard, we can click, let's take a look. We can click here to share a post on social media, and that brings us to this page that we were just looking at right here, with the different content categories and different posts that are involved in it. Now, you'll notice that these are the same articles that are connected on the other side of the tool, or that are available in the other side of the tool. The difference here is that these are already connected to videos on the back end. So instead of you starting by picking a video, actually here we can just choose what post we want to share and share it directly from here. And we've already done the work of saying, oh, this video is the one that fits this post the best. So we've already connected some of these articles to videos. I can click here to preview the link. So I can, just like we did before, I can preview it, make sure it's something that I want to share. One thing that I will mention that is often a question or a concern of the people that we work with is that many times when you come into these articles, there will be like an ad for something on Amazon or another skincare line that's part of the content that we share. We work really hard to make sure that there is not competing products. However, Every once in a while there will be. And most of the time, it's actually ads that are showing, not actual links in the article. And you have to remember that those ads are tailored to you. So if I was to hit the page, I would see ads for bunk beds for toddlers, because that's what I've been looking at lately. Whereas you spend most of your time in the world of makeup, and so your content, the ads that you see are going to be like, Revlon or Claiborne or something like that, that are going to be these specifically tailored ads to you. So most of the time, your customers won't see competing products. It's just, it'll look that way to you, but your customers don't see it that way. So that's just as something to note. And it's not something, because of the way that we use the content, it's not a concern, mostly because it's less than 5% of the people that engage with the content that go all the way to the full article. Most of the time they just see that little summary that popped up, and then they engage with that. So if there are things, let us know, but most of the time we are well aware of it, and we just work really aggressively to find the best content for you guys to be out there sharing. So from here, I can click on the share, but actually let me go back one, and before I do that, sorry, and I'm going to click the schedule feature, and this comes to the question that you had, Flash, about the optimize feature. So let's talk a little bit about this. Some of these are actually features that are about to roll out, and they're not live yet. So the optimize feature, and let me test this really quick. If I click add to my queue here, we probably shouldn't have gone live with this. I'll have to talk to my team and roll that back, because that feature is not actually supposed to be live. It's a tease for what's coming in the future. So some of these features here, the now, the later, and the optimize. The later and optimize are features that are going to be rolling out soon. So for right now, don't worry about what those are. When we introduce those features and we roll them out, we'll discuss those. But for right now, it's not broken. It just, when you click this add to your queue, it'll actually just make you share it now versus some of the optimized features. And I'll work with my team to roll that back so that it isn't confusing for new consultants that are coming. So sorry for the head fake on that, but we will be introducing that feature a little bit later. Yes.
I see that it says post to Facebook. Are we going to have the opportunity to post to multiple platforms in the future using this feature? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there will be Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and LinkedIn are the 5 that we support. The only thing to consider about Instagram, which is I know everyone's favorite, we like to lovingly refer to Instagram as a pernicious but black hole. And the reason for that is because Instagram does not let you link out from a post when you share it. It's just an image that shows up in the article or in Instagram. So whereas when you share on Facebook, it will link out to the article. If you share it in Instagram, it's just a picture that gets shared, and you'll have to add a link in your bio or something like that. So just be wary of that as you're posting content to Instagram. The rest of the platforms, this works perfectly for, but Instagram is a little bit unique in that, in the way that they do that. So, all right, great questions. Mary, it looks like you had a question about if they only stay on the article summary, do they ever get onto your landing page? So let's go ahead and look really quickly at that example that we had before, and let's talk a little bit about that. So let's see. So I'm going to come back here to this post, and let's click on it again, and let's look at the way that it appears and the way that that people engage with it. So, sorry, my machine's running a bit slow because I'm trying to do video conferencing and a bunch of other things. So it's a little slower than you might see on yours, I guess, depending upon what Facebook decides to do. So while we're waiting for this to load, let me answer your question. The short answer is, when we bring them to the summary, we are already on the page that is the video sales page. So as you can see, it's loading, and it's loading behind the view. So by default, they are on the page. However, you know, we can't, of course, we can't require that they watch the video. So in many instances, you might have a customer that just comes and reads the article and never watches the video. And that's okay, because in most instances, what we're really shooting for there is a positive brand experience, that they know that you're going to provide them with valuable information. And so in either case, even if they don't watch the video, you've still given them value. And so in their minds, you're providing a service that helps them a great deal. The objective is, of course, to write content and get it to the point of engagement that people really want to learn more, or actually click on some of these, you know, let us help you find the right makeup for your skin tone, those kinds of things. And we work really hard to write the content in a way that helps with that engagement. So that's the short answer is, when they see the summary, they're already on our landing page, but we don't always get them to watch the video, and that's okay. All right. When they click the X, it brings them right into this experience where they can watch the video. It doesn't start automatically. The reason for that is actually based on YouTube's rules and regulations. We wish that it were a little bit different, but the autoplay is a finicky one for YouTube. So absolutely. All right. So so that is the really quick, well, maybe not really quick, but that's the deeper dive into everything that's part of the platform here. In short, I just want to say that we are really excited to have all of you guys participating with us and using this tool. We've been building software for companies like Mary Kay for 8.5 years now. And what you see is the culmination of a lot of trial and error. And we have worked through a lot of different versions of this. And we've worked really hard to make it as easy as possible, both for you and your customer, but we're always looking to improve it. So, so help us out. And as you come into this, please let us know that they can, you know, what we need to be improving to get a better experience. And we'd love to help with that. As far as your question, Gail, definitely we'd love to help other people join as well. The easiest way to do it is just to send them to presentit.pro, and I will add it .pro, and let's see, everyone, presentit.pro, and that will bring them right to the place where they can sign up. We will be creating a couple videos that people can use to share and engage others, and that's and we will be, you know, we'd love to have others come in. We do, as far as the trial period is concerned, we don't have a trial period built in. and so it does charge right away. If anyone is, dissatisfied with the service, reach out to us and we'll do everything we can to make sure that we are training appropriately, and we'd be happy to make sure that everyone feels like they've gotten value. So no trial period as of right now, but we have people reach out to us, and we'd be happy to work with everyone that we can to help them make sure that they know how the tool works and really get value out of it. So anyway, I guess that's where I'll wrap it up. Are there any other questions that anyone has for me before I stop? Okay, I've got a couple more questions.
I actually have 2 questions. The way it's showing up here on I'm guessing you're using a laptop. Is this the same way it's going to show on a phone or on a tablet?
Great question. So on a phone or a well, depending upon the size of the device, we might not have the Facebook frame. So basically, the yellow picture and the green picture here, these won't be here. It'll just be this content right in the middle that people see. Additionally, when the screen is narrow, instead of the video being on the left and the products on the right, the products will show up beneath the video. So so this list doesn't show up here, but it's the same format where they can add to cart. It just makes it a little easier to engage with on a mobile device. So we do resize based on which device they're engaging from. All right.
Okay. So then my second question would be, you said that there was a scheduling feature so that you could put these on a calendar to go out every so often. We are on Facebook or whatever platform we're deciding.
Yeah. So we are currently in the process of going through review for those features with Facebook, and so Facebook has to approve those features before we can make them available, but we will be doing that as soon as we have approvals from Facebook. So we're going through that process of getting those approvals, and then we'll make it available once that feature is there. All right, and Mary, you had asked how much per month and annual. So the annual is $95, and the monthly is, I believe, well, let's just look. I want to say that it's $9.95, but I think that's the price point. Yeah, Sandy's giving me a thumbs up. She says that's what it is. So yeah, $9.95 a month if you do the monthly, or you get basically 2.5 months free if you do the annual. All right. These are great questions. Are there any other questions that anyone has before we wrap up? Okay, well, thank you again, everyone, for your time. We are so excited to work with you, and I appreciate you putting up with a somewhat monotone bald man talking to you for about an hour and 15 minutes. But we really appreciate everything that you guys are doing, and let us know if we can be of help in any way. We're here. So thanks, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. The best and easiest way is right here on PresentIt.pro or PresentIt.pro. Just click the Contact Us, and our team gets those directly. So thank you again, and we look forward to working with you guys over the next long while. Bye, everyone.